calling 202. Oh, wrong number. I get it right. 202-225-7000. Bruce Westerman for District 4, Arkansas. My district.
Good morning, clerk's office. How may I help you?
Good morning. Who am I speaking with at the clerk's office?
Victoria, how can I help you?
Victoria. Is this 202-225-7000?
Correct.
Okay, then this is also Congressman Westerman's line that I pulled off his webpage.
Incorrect. All the members' phone numbers can be found on house.gov under the representatives tab. All our phone numbers are listed there. Sometimes our number comes up because of the fact that we have member profile pages, which our phone numbers on the bottom of that, because it's our website, but their phone numbers are also listed on their member profile pages on the clerk's website.
Okay, so my best bet would be to look for him in his office in Hot Springs or El Reno.
You can still call his DC office. It's always possible that there's staff there. I'm not sure. Each member's in charge of how they staff their own offices, so I'm not sure how his offices are staffed at the moment.
All right.
Who's answering the phone?
Okay, Victoria, let me ask you another question. You say you're at the office of the clerks. You're talking the clerk of courts, correct?
Incorrect. The clerk for the House of Representatives, it's an officer position in the House.
It's an officer position in the House?
Correct.
Question for you. Who runs the Judiciary Committee as far as overseeing courts throughout the land? I'm particular with the ones here in Arkansas, but everybody in office, anybody elected, anybody appointed, anybody who has authority over a private citizen with a means, they have to sign or what's called a sworn oath of office. You feel me?
So we have members sign an oath of office. I am not sure what the judicial oath of office looks like.
Wait, that's what I mean. Anybody in government who takes a position in government has to sign and swear an oath of office. It's kind of like an oath to the Constitution of the United States, but not exactly. You know what I mean? We can't beat around the bush with layman terms because I understand layman.
Yeah, I can't. The reason I'm being cautious is I can't.
I understand you're being, and I understand with the position you're in that they want you to be cautious, but as I say, I as a private citizen, I have a right to ask my representative specific key information that I need to protect my rights also when I feel that they have breached their contract with me.
Yeah, so representatives, if you want to see what the members sign for their oath of office...
Well, I have to have it to accept it so that I can forward it back to them. That makes them liable. Do you understand what I'm saying? And that's a fact, Victoria.
So their oaths are on Congress.gov. They're printed in the congressional record. Every Congress, they have to re-sign them.
Thank
every
you.
Congress, they're re-sworn in. So on Congress.gov, under the congressional record tab, if you search for the word oath of office, it'll pop up. And the oath is reprinted every time a member is sworn in. So there are different members sworn in at different times, for example, for special elections, or if they're late to be sworn in for some reason, etc. Printed separately.
One of the reasons I'm trying to get a hold of Bruce Westerman, and you might be able to help me if there's somebody over his head as far as the committee on the stimuluses that were put out for the families with children.
So for stimulus checks,
they were to be mailed out July 15th, and then because this past month, I understand all the stuff that was put in the HEROES Act.
No, for stimulus checks, you'd want to talk to your member of Congress because they might be able to help and explain what their problem is. Because, again, it also has to do with IRS and tax filings. So members' offices have caseworkers that can work with their constituent to try to get information from the IRS in case there is some problem with previous taxes that might cause an issue with the stimulus check being made.
Yeah, like I was disabled in the oil field, had my back broken, sinking pipe into the ground for the constituents of Arkansas. So I've been on SSDI for 14 years, and I totally understand what you're saying. And some people with a good heart in government that try to do the right thing don't get the respect they deserve, kind of like how I feel.
Yeah, so I would say contacting your member about the stimulus check is the best bet, because I believe even if zero taxes were owed, I think the rule was you still had to file taxes in order for the stimulus to be sent out, so I'm not sure.
Unless you were already received all the previous stimuluses before, which I did. I was fortunate enough to where I wasn't in the category of citizens who were still waiting on their first and second stimulus, you know what I mean?
Yeah, unfortunately, I'm not a caseworker, so, but again, your member's office might be able to help with a caseworker, might be able to look into it. But other committee-wise, I mean, theoretically, maybe oversight and government reform, but I don't believe the committee is really acting on anything. It's really been members' offices doing individual casework to help constituents get stimulus, because a lot of times it's a very individual problem, and it's not there's not like a legislative solution.
Yeah,
they have to work through the individual issues.
Yeah, let me give you a response for that one there. You say that it's usually an individual problem. As a private citizen who's been laid up for 14 years and raising 5 kids, I've got to see more than an individual problem. I've got to see, repeated offenses against the Constitution by people that hold not one position but 2 positions, unlike any private citizen in this country.
Yeah, so unfortunately, when it comes to, you're talking about multiple different issues. So each time you bring up, something else, it's under something else. So the stimulus checks, that's going to be talking to your member of Congress. Again, they have caseworkers. They can work through. They can try to get an answer about why the stimulus check is late. They can see if there's an issue with the IRS, etc. So that's your casework. When you're dealing with issues with members, first off, members are really in control of their own offices. Part of that is due to the fact, they're in charge of operating their own offices, choosing how they operate, down to the very minute details of how they run their office. That's because it's this idea, of this separation of power kind of situation.
Yes, I totally understand.
There's overall rules for the members that have to follow, like basic ethics rules and things like that.
Yeah, those in government, exactly. Yes, you're absolutely correct.
The problem is, so everyday operations in office, the reason that the members have such leeway with that is the idea that constituents voted that member into Congress. Because they voted that member into Congress, that member should be able to operate however they see fit in correspondence with how they said they were going to operate their offices with their constituents. And the idea is if there was a problem with how the member is operating their office, the constituents would vote them out of office. But otherwise, that's why they're kind of...
Well, no. See, that's a whole long-winded spiel you just went on there, because actually there is another way to go about it, and that's what I just explained to you with the oath of office. When it's accepted, then it falls under constitutional law where it becomes a felony to go against anything in the United States Constitution, supreme law of the land, which SCOTUS is already informed cannot be superseded by any municipalities' laws whatsoever. We can debate this for whatever time, but here's the one last thing I need from you, Victoria. This is all I need from you. The House of Oversight and Reform, the committee that you just told me about, I need their phone number or their website, or both preferably. As a constituent asking you.
Information is also on house.gov. So if you click on committees, it has links to all the committee websites, and then on there you can get all the contact information for the committees.
Okay,
so
awesome.
House.gov is going to have the representatives' phone numbers and their links to their websites, as well as the committee section will have the committee websites, which also have information on their contact information.
Awesome, thank you. I appreciate the conversation. I appreciate the information greatly, and you have a blessed day, young lady.
All right, you too.
Oh, that is